Hello and welcome to Unity and C Sharp for beginners. I'm Abhilash. Whether you're a complete beginner or looking to refresh your skills, this series is designed to guide you step by step throughout the process of game development using Unity and C Sharp. Each week, I'll be posting a new video that builds upon the last, helping you to progress from basics to more advanced concepts. Along the way, I'll provide practical examples and tips, resources to enhance your learning experience. In this video, we'll start by getting to know our environment, setting up Unity, introducing Visual Studio, and understanding how these powerful tools work together. We'll also cover the essentials of C Sharp scripting and how to navigate the documentation effectively. So, if you're ready to dive into the basics of game development, hit the subscribe button. And so, let's get started. Uh, Today, we're going to break down some myths and show how coding is for everyone with curiosity and willingness to see the world differently. Let's start with the fun fact. Did you know that you've been using basic programming concepts in your everyday life without even realizing it? Yes, that's right. Your daily life is full of logic and patterns that form the core of programming. So let's discuss few examples. Uh, the first topic is variables in life. It's Think about your age. It's a number, right? In programming, we call this a variable. It's a basic element that can store information like your age. Uh, which can change over time. And the next is control flow. When you cross a street, you look left and right and deciding when it's safe to walk. This decision making process is what we call control flow in coding. It's about evaluating different conditions to decide the next step, just like you decide when it's safe to cross the street. And class objects. Consider a can of soda. It has properties like shape, weight, and contents. In programming, especially in object oriented programming like C Sharp, we call this a class object. It's a way to describe something with its characteristics and behaviors. So now that you see how your daily everyday experiences relate to coding, let's go into the technical side of this. In this video, um we're going to cover a few topics. The first topic is Unity. Unity isn't about a game engine. Isn't just a game engine. It's a gateway to bringing your code to life. I'll guide you through setting it up, so don't worry if you're completely new to it. And I will also discuss about Visual Studio. This is where the magic of coding happens. We'll explore how to use Visual Studio. It's an essential tool for writing scripts, writing and testing your C Sharp scripts. And we'll also discuss about using C Sharp with Unity. You'll learn how C Sharp and Unity work hand in hand to create interactive experiences. We'll also explore the documentation. Yeah, it might sound boring, but trust me, knowing how to read documentation is like uh, having a map in a new city. It guides you to find solutions and learn new concepts effectively. And remember that this video is just the beginning. We are focusing on the basics to build a strong foundation. Whether you're a beginner or have some experience, there's something here for everyone. Uh, so let's start with creating a new project. You can download Unity. I'll post a link in the description where you can download it. So First, open the Unity Hub. If you have an account, sign in, or if not, you can easily create one. Click on the new project tab. So you can select the version here, and we can name our project name, and you can also choose the location on your computer to save this project. So the template will default to 3D, which is perfect for our needs. So you basically hit create project. I have already created the my project and named it Hero Born. So with these simple steps, your first Unity project is now created. It's so we'll discuss about Unity interface. So as your new project opens, you'll be greeted by the Unity editor. It might look overwhelming at the first, but let's break it down together. So uh, toolbar panel located at very top is this is where you can manipulate objects and control the game's play and uh, pause functions. We also have Unity services and other features here which we won't need just yet. And hierarchy window, this shows every item in your game scene. Right now it's pretty empty, but as we build our game, it will fill up with all the elements we add. And game and scene views, these are your visual playgrounds. The scene view is where you'll arrange 2D and 3D objects. Think of it as your stage. The game view, uh, is where you'll see everything come to life when you press the play button. Uh, and the and the inspector window, this is crucial for editing the properties of your object. Select something like main camera. It's already selected. You'll see its components here. And project window, consider this as your project's library. It contains all the assets and files you'll use and create. And console panel, this is where you'll see the output of your scripts. It's essential for debugging and understanding what's happening in your game. This feature is a new one. The Unity version control will discuss about it later. Uh, so remember that it's okay if this feels like a lot to take in at first. We'll go step by step, and I'll guide you through each process, ensuring that you're never lost or confused. With that said, we'll discuss about creating our first C# scripts in Unity. Uh, think of Unity as a stage, and C# as a script that brings the performance to life. Let's go back. So while Unity is where you'll run your scripts, the actual coding happens in another program called Visual Studio. But don't worry, we'll cover how to use Visual Studio soon. So let's start with let's learn how to create C# script in Unity. There are several methods. From You can create the C# script from the menu. You can go to assets and create, and then select C# script. And you can also in the project tab, you can right click and choose create and C# script. So these are the different So feel free to use whichever method you find the most convenient. And remember, these methods aren't just for C sharp scripts. You can create other resources and objects in Unity using similar steps. uh, organization is a key in any project, especially in game development. Let's keep our workspace tidy. So let's create a new folder in the project tab for our scripts. And so right click and create, and then folder. uh, so let's name it scripts. So now open this scripts folder and create a C sharp script. Create C sharp script, and by default it's named as a new behavior script. But let's rename it to learning learning curve. So click enter, and it renames it. So there we go. We have a neatly organized scripts folder with our first script, learning curve.cs. So .cs is a .cs extension stands for C sharp, by the way. So let's go back to the. So Visual Studio. While Unity is for creating and managing your games assets, when it comes to coding with C sharp, Visual Studio is where the action happens. Unity integrates seamlessly with Visual Studio. So to open a C sharp script in Visual Studio, simply double click on it in the Unity's project tab. So let's try it with the learning curve script. So when you double click on it in Unity, it automatically opens in the Visual Studio. This is your coding playground where you'll write scripts and edit all your scripts. So if for some reason your script opens in a different program, don't worry. There's an easy fix for it. Go to the top menu in Unity and select Unity, and then go to preferences. uh, there you can find you can change the external script editor to Visual Studio. This ensures that all your C sharp scripts open in the Visual Studio by default. uh, so this is the code editor, where you'll spend most of your time. This is the where you write code that brings your game to life. uh, a quick note: Visual Studio is looks a bit different on Windows and Mac, but don't worry, the C sharp code we write works the same in both environments. All the examples I show are from a Windows, so if your screen looks a bit different, that's perfectly normal. Visual Studio is a powerful tool. Uh, it's a powerful tool packed with features to aid your coding journey. So we'll start with basics and gradually explore more as we progress. So now we'll address a common hiccup that new coders often encounter: file naming mismatches. When you create a C sharp script in Unity, it's crucial that class name inside the script matches the script's file name. Like for example, if you name your if your file name is learningcurve.cs, your class should be declared as public class learning curve and mono behavior. So this matching is important in Unity. If you rename the file, remember to update the class name inside the script accordingly in the Visual Studio. If they don't match, the Unity gets confused and your script won't function as expected. But don't worry, if you make a mistake here, it's easy to fix. Just rename the class in your script to match the file name. So Unity and Visual Studio work together seamlessly. Any changes you make in one will automatically update in the other. But if you notice they're not syncing, you know, you can right click on the script in Unity and uh, refresh it, and this should sync your files correctly. So now let's talk about documentation. While it may not seem exciting, it's an important place where you find information, especially when you're learning something new. Unity's documentation is split into two main parts. Uh, the reference manual and scripting reference. So the reference manual gives you an overview of the components and topics, which is super helpful for understanding how Unity works. And the scripting reference is where you'll find specific programming examples and explanations. It's invaluable when writing your own scripts. So remember, getting comfortable with Unity's documentation is a key step in becoming a proficient Unity programmer. Uh, it's there to help you, so make the most of it. So now we'll see how to use the Unity's reference manual I mentioned. It's a crucial tool in understanding the components of your game objects. So let's start with an example. In Unity, every object in your scene has a transform component that controls the position, rotation, and scale. To understand more about it, let's look it up in the reference manual. So in Unity, when you select the main camera, any object, there's, as I mentioned, every object has a transform component. So in the when you select a main camera in the hierarchy tab, then in the inspector tab, you'll notice a small question mark icon at the top right of the transform component. Click on this icon. So a web browser will open up right to the transform page in the reference manual. This handy feature is available for all components. So anytime you're curious about components functionality, just click the question mark. So but when you need actual coding examples, that's where the scripting reference comes in. To access it, click on the scripting API or switch to scripting. So let's try this with the transform component. Uh, this takes you directly to the scripting reference page for transform, where you'll find detailed coding examples and explanations. Remember that the scripting reference is extensive, but don't feel overwhelmed. It's a reference tool, not something you need to memorize. Use it as a guide to help you write and understand scripts. So if you ever find yourself stuck or just looking for ideas, the Unity community is a fantastic resource. Check out the Unity forums, Unity answers, and even the Unity Discord for support from other developers. So let's go back to the so So now we'll see the C Sharp, Microsoft's C Sharp documentation. It's a gold mine for learning and troubleshooting. So let's see how to navigate these resources. Start by visiting the official C Sharp documentation at. I'll provide this link in the description. So here you'll find. So here you'll find everything from tutorials and uh, quick start guides to in-depth explanation of C Sharp features. Uh, Bookmark this website for easy access. This site is a comprehensive resource for all the for all things C Sharp. So let's put this into practice. We'll look up for C Sharp string class, which is fundamental part of the programming in C Sharp. So go to the C Sharp programming guide, and you can directly click on the strings. You can also search the title. Uh, so the page will So the page you'll land on will provide detailed information about string class, while the C Sharp documentation combines the reference and scripting information. It's organized effectively. Remember, knowing where to find help when you are stuck in is crucial in programming. Always refer back to these resources whenever you encounter a problem or have a question about C Sharp. It's an essential part of the learning process. So stay curious and keep exploring these resources. They are very invaluable on your journey to becoming proficient in C Sharp and Unity development. So as we wrap up this video, let's take few minutes to reflect on the essential groundwork we laid for our process into C Sharp and Unity. We have started by understanding the relationship between the Unity and C Sharp and how these tools work together in game development. And we learned how to create new projects in Unity, organize your our files, and create C Sharp scripts. And we also discussed about the Unity interface, understanding different panels like the hierarchy, game, scene, inspector, project, and console. So we also introduced Visual Studio, the primary environment for writing and editing our C Sharp scripts. We also emphasized the importance of file naming conventions and synchronization between Unity and Visual Studio. We also explored Unity's reference manual and scripting references, highlighting how to access and use these resources effectively. And finally, we also navigated Microsoft's C Sharp documentation. It's a vital source for deepening our understanding of C Sharp programming. So remember that the journey to thinking like a programmer is a gradual process. The more you practice and explore, the stronger your programming skills will become. So don't hesitate to revisit this video whenever you need a refresher on the basics. So in our next video, we'll discuss about we'll go into the theory and vocabulary and core concepts of coding. We'll not only discuss these ideas, but also start writing our first lines of code in the learning curve script we have created. So uh, so get ready for that, and uh, stay tuned. Thank you.